Let's talk about Bad Wolves, because this is so interesting to me. I remember when you guys first came on the scene, and it was with Zombie, and Zombie, which now has I think 500 million views on YouTube and 500 million streams. That was your first single, and went to #1. It became this massive hit. What did you think about that? I mean, here you are with a new band. First of all, how did you feel about releasing a cover as your first single? Second of all, how did you feel when it went through the fucking roof and became this massive hit?
Well, I mean, technically it wasn't our first single.
Okay.
We put out a song as an unsigned band called Learn to Live, which was a lot heavier, like almost like more in that kind of modern metalcore gent vibe. And that's how we got a record deal, because that song came out and actually blew up on like Liquid Metal.
Okay.
And the music video did really well, and everyone just loved what we were doing. And then we put out another song, kind of heavier song, once we got, before the record came out. And then essentially, Dolores O'Riordan was brought in to work on the song and actually guest on the album on the Zombie cover, and she passed away. And it kind of became something of its own momentum, and then.
Okay, so you guys were recording this and invited Dolores to come.
It was already done. It was already done. And basically our management group had originally managed the Cranberries back in the day.
Oh, wow.
And also the guy who runs the UK part of the label, who actually runs the label now, was like a family friend. So they had connections, and they were making that happen. And she passed away while she was in London to record the song.
You're kidding me. Wow. She was there to record and passed away before she could lay anything down.
And because of that, basically we were part of the story. So it was like she was in London and she was supposed to do the song with this band, and we were a brand new band. And it basically made us an entity right away. And then, the idea was, we should put this out, but then, I think there's so many like kind of ethical concerns about profiting or exploiting, a tragedy. And so the decision was made to donate the money to her family, and then make the music video like a tribute to her and the original, and then of course it just became what it became, which was kind of a phenomenon that, very, I had never experienced anything like that. Maybe I'll never experience anything like that again, because I come from the world of hardcore,
right,
and underground extreme music. And, to kind of get that opening view into this kind of world of mainstream rock music, and or a song like that was like immediately the first thing we did before we even toured was myself and the singer went on like a promotional tour, playing like acoustic in like radio stations, and we were doing like morning shows, like shit like that, like just stuff that was so beyond, like just
right.
Feeling like I do not belong here. They're doing like a cooking segment, and then next thing you know, it's like, here's the guys with neck tattoos playing.
You're right.
Zombie. We were like, going on like very mainstream pop, radio stations and things like that. So it was just totally different, than anything I'd experienced. But and in many ways, like when you have something like that, it's always a gift and a curse, right? Because it's everything you do after that is compared to it in terms of success, and the truth is it's lightning in a bottle, and it's and we've had very successful songs. We had after that song we had 5 more #1s in a row. So it's not like it was just a flash in the pan, but it is still markedly bigger, and it is in the song. Even our version of the song is more famous than the band, but it still, I think, provides so many opportunities for us in terms of just having that kind of name association, right? Where it's like we're many more people, like the types of people that know Bad Wolves, and the places, like it's like I'll be at airport in Wyoming, and it's like people, Bad Wolves, I know Bad Wolves, like it's more like normal people know it in a way that is very different than anything I've experienced, and it's fascinating, kind of the relationship with that. But it is, something that I think because she passed away, there's always going to be this element of like bittersweet energy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
like that's something that I always try and stay mindful of. It's not just, hey, look, success and like look at us and look what I gained. Like I think that's kind of gross a little bit, to kind of think about it that way, because it is connected to something that's terrible. And it's, a brilliant artist that millions of people loved. And, even, it's like I always want to make sure the attention is on that and it's not about us. And again, I had actually nothing to do with the cover. So I feel like I'm like a piece of the story, a very small piece of a story that is much bigger than me. And it's something I get to experience almost in conjunction with everyone else. But it's certainly, I don't feel any ownership over it or it's just something I get to be a part of. And it's something that will have affected my life and everyone who's live in the band for forever. And that's a crazy thing, man. It's a really crazy thing to think about, but it's also a cool thing because it's like, hey man, we were part of something that kind of had this broad impact, and it's something I won't take for granted, just that experience.
Well, it's also too like, it's a tribute to her as well. And the fact that she passed away, like you mentioned, while she was there to try and record some stuff on it, it's almost like it's her parting message, to the world in a lot of ways. So yeah, it's a tragic thing, but it's also like that song lived on a whole nother life because of your version of it. So in a way, it's kind of like the final tribute to her.
Yeah, and of course, like that band, and I think this is very like in a weird way kind of sad that like when someone dies in a famous band, they become more famous.
Yeah.
And people like it like makes it more valuable to some degree, and they're kind of like crystallized in as like one of the greats now. No, so like even the original is still way bigger than our version.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how great. That's how great
yeah.
it is. That even though ours was massive, even posthumously, like I think the original has like a couple billion plays on Spotify.
I just checked on YouTube and it's got 1,500,000,000,
Yeah. So
1.5 billion. Yeah.
Even that dwarfs our
Right.
version,
Your version. Right.
which is, definitely the order of the natural order of things. And I appreciate that. And if we could help expose them a little bit and say, hey, go check out this. And by the way, their whole catalog is incredible. And they were, they're basically like, the female fronted U2.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really, really, really important act, to a lot of people.